Another question: playing killers was fun a long time ago, but now it's only stressful. But that's an opinion, a valid opinion, but that's an opinion. I used to love playing as a killer. Win or lose, it was fun, but currently, no matter what, it's just filled with stress and anger. Killers aren't feared anymore. Do you have any plans or ideas how you would like to improve the killer experience? Well, I would say maybe try Survivor for a bit. No, but it's true. I mean, change it up. Maybe you're just tired, or play something else for a week. Try Civilization or something, just for a refreshing change. Balance is. I shouldn't be saying that. Should I be saying that? It's a good game. Just play that. No, Bjorn is telling me I shouldn't be saying that. Okay.
Okay, so I've never seen that, ever. I've heard it alluded to. The video kind of resurfaces every time there's a DBD patch. Like, whenever there's a DBD patch, that video resurfaces. And I've never actually seen it. I've been playing for about 7 months, since, right before or after the 4th anniversary. I can't remember. But I've never seen that before. I've never actually looked into it. And there's something I want to say about it. I think there's a lot of good takeaways that we can take from this. So I think the problem with what he's saying is that it's in a direct defense or response to problems in the game as kind of a deference. And that's why everybody hates this clip. And I totally get that. Because instead of addressing the problem or talking about specific perks or combinations or whatever that may be causing that situation and, plans down the pipeline to adjust or change those, he has instead said, just go play a different game, Forehead. So the context of it being said in this specific instance is him kind of shirking the problems of the game that were occurring at the time and saying, just go play something else. But what I want to say is that inherently that standpoint, that thing that he said, is not bad. Now, before you hurt me, hear me out, listen to everything I have to say. Listen. I think without the context of ignoring a present issue with the game, I think that is actually good advice. And I've been feeling this lately. I've kind of beaten all the games that I enjoy. I like any sort of comforting game. Usually my comfort games are role-playing games, Fallout, Skyrim, Cyberpunk, that sort of thing. Those are comfort games for me, is running around as a created character, adventuring, completing quests, saving the day, that sort of thing. That is what I find to be relaxing. Unfortunately, those games have hard locked endings. They're not asymmetrical. So those games end. And I've beaten literally all of them. Besides Cyberpunk, multiple times for every other game, like New Vegas, Fallout 3, Skyrim, that sort of thing. I've played all those games over and over and over and over again. And those are kind of my comfort games. And I have a hard time finding comfort games outside of that. Strict comfort games like Stardew Valley, I don't like very much. So I don't really have a comfort game that I go and play. So mostly in terms of quote-unquote gaming, I've been playing Dead by Daylight, and that's basically it. I've just been playing Dead by Daylight. Whenever I want to play a game, I've been playing Dead by Daylight. It's Dead by Daylight, Dead by Daylight, Dead by Daylight. And what the game director is saying here is advice that I need to take. And it's advice that you need to take. Because I feel like so often we get wrapped up in these bubbles, these controlled bubbles, where we're insulated from the rest of life. Because we're just so into this specific thing that we aren't seeing straight. And we're not understanding what's going on because we're just so wrapped up in everything. In the grand scheme of things, does it really matter that all these things are super bothersome, or am I just not giving myself a break? Because I play Dead by Daylight 4 days a week, 5 days a week. 5 usually, collectively 5 when I play with friends off stream, but 4 stream days of Dead by Daylight. And that's not including content that I put out every Saturday. Now technically this is a Dead by Daylight video because it's concerning Dead by Daylight stuff, you know, so it's a Dead by Daylight thing, right? So this is technically Dead by Daylight stuff. So I spend a lot of time wrapped up in this world and in this game and in this community and etc. While most of the time that is a positive thing, I feel like this, and this is with anything, if you get too wrapped up, if you get too caught in the bubble, things start to seem a lot worse than they actually are, because you're only seeing it through the frame and bubble of the game as someone who is just like really going hard at it. Hi, Chihiro. I have had a very, very long history of playing games competitively. Now, I don't play Dead by Daylight competitively, because I don't think the game can be played competitively, not really. But I get the closest that I can. I've played Black Ops 2 competitive, I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively, and I've played Street Fighter competitively, and now Dead by Daylight's kind of like the latest one. That is the biggest thing, is Dead by Daylight. All of these, I have had middling success to. I never made it anywhere really with Black Ops 2, but then again, I was in high school. I never made it anywhere really far with Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because the cards were expensive and I, you know, was a teen, so I didn't have money. I made it, I did pretty good in Street Fighter. I never I wasn't like a very fantastic player. Like usually I placed anywhere between like 7th and 4th in tournaments. But Dead by Daylight is my newest thing. Like this is my newest like competitive obsession. This is my newest like versus game that I love to play. And I've been really going hard at it, and I've been really trying to like be the best that I can and taking it very seriously and like learning everything I can about the game. But I think I'm in the bubble at this point. I think I'm in the bubble. And the bubble being that when I wake up, Twitch, I'm watching somebody play Dead by Daylight. When I'm recording, like when I'm recording content, I always have to do I like doing like a DVD video at least once every Saturday. So even my YouTube content has Dead by Daylight based stuff. Obviously it's the main game I stream, so every day I'm streaming Dead by Daylight. I'm always on Twitter looking at Dead by Daylight things. I'm on Reddit looking at Dead by Daylight things. This game has crept its way into a ton of aspects of my life, which is always what happens when I'm like super into like a new competitive or at least versus game. It's what happens, but it's getting very negative. It's getting very negative because I'm in this bubble where I'm just living in Dead by Daylight in a weird way. Like I am just like surrounded by it at all times. And that makes something like I know they're fixing it in 20 days, but something like an offensive DS just like so much more like annoying because like I'm surrounded by it now. Like it's not just like, oh, I'm just playing the game for a couple hours. I'm playing the game for a couple hours this week. And then that one survivor did that last week, but that was kind of annoying. Like I'm having it happen frequently because I'm literally playing the game like nonstop. Like I'm playing it 4 days a week. And there are people that play more, a lot more. There are people who play this game like literally every day. They're literally playing it every single day of their lives. So those are the people that get very loud and very upset about all these things, is because instead of like the game director said, like I'm playing Dead by Daylight today, but then like tomorrow I'm just, you know, taking time off of Dead by Daylight and I'm playing some Civ. Like these people are playing Dead by Daylight like every day, every moment they have free time. And that's how you get people who are super upset about these things all the time. And there's not anything wrong with people who like, does that mean that these aren't issues? No, these issues still are a thing and they are still important. But like the emotional impact of them, the frustration, the anger that manifests is because you're in the game literally all the time. Like you are literally doing this nonstop most of the cases with a lot of people that I know. You're doing this so much. So like, yes, was offensive DS still a problem? Yeah, and I'm glad that they're getting rid of it. But like the big feeling of like the reason it feels so like it's overflowing. Like at this point, it's like the pipe's bursting. Like we're having issues here. Like everything's about to break down, and it feels so intense. Is because like we're playing the game nonstop. You know, like so we're constantly exposed to this like negative thing that's causing a lot of negative like feelings and pain. And that's how people get really upset at behavior and always have a negative view of behavior. Which sometimes is, I would say more often than not, sometimes is deserved because of, sloppy patches and sloppy coding, etc. But like the really intense, the really jaded gamers are because like Dead by Daylight is their game. This is the game that they play all the time, and there's nothing else. There's nothing else. They just play this nonstop, and or they play this game like 6 days a week, and then they play like one game for like 2 hours. And I just wanted to like make this video to say like that is not healthy. It just isn't. And it's not good for your mental health. It's just not. Now, if you like this game and you see no problems with this game, yeah, you do. Do whatever, right? But like if you're having like moments of frustration and pain and upsetness because of things that are happening in this game, like happens to a lot of people, like maybe there is something good in what the game director has said, or maybe you should just play something else. Because like being in this game, playing it nonstop that often is crazy. And no, like I alluded to this earlier, this is not just a Dead by Daylight issue. I know dudes, I'm from the FGC. Like I'm from the fighting game community. I'm from the FGC. I'm from the fighting game community. That's like where I come from that's where I was before Dead by Daylight. I know people who did that. I know people who played Street Fighter every single day, like 6 days a week, just nonstop. And they were always angry and always furious with the game. They were not having a good time. Because when you get hit with a move or a character that's just really overpowered, it's stressful once. But if you're playing the game 6-7 days a week, yeah, you're going to run into that character more often, and you're just going to feel super burnout and sad. Because you're just constantly grinding the game, and you never stop, dude. You are a finite person who has an expiration. And your emotions are the same way. You have a fuel tank. You can exhaust your emotional energy and get super upset, depressed, angry, whatever. You have a finite amount of emotional handling that you can dish out. So you cannot go that hard. Some people can, and that's great. But a lot of people can't. But the problem is a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people just go hard and like, don't understand that maybe they're pushing themselves way too much. Like, it's just not something that they even remotely consider. And it's just, as somebody who has played competitive games their entire lives, essentially, like ever since, like the last time I didn't play a competitive game when I was like a kid, like not even a teenager yet. I implore you to play something else. Take a day off of this game. Please don't play this game every single day. Because, like, while there are very, very big glaring issues in this game, and there always will be, just because of how it is, like, they're being made worse because you don't play something else. Because you don't take breaks. Because you don't, like, let it go. People, like people have asked me sometimes, like, I only stream Dead by Daylight 4 days a week, and they're like, I thought you were, like, really, really mad into this game. I thought you were all about this game. I thought this was one of your favorite games right now. And I'm like, dude, I am a finite person with finite feelings. And I cannot play a game 7 days a week and be frustrated that often. I just can't. I just cannot do that. Like, that's just not something I will do to myself. I will take off days. I will not do that to myself. And you shouldn't either. You need to keep in mind that you are maybe getting into a bubble that is really exaggerating all these negative feelings that come from the game. And maybe you need to play something else to relax and to just, like, not make this seem so intense and seem so crazy and overwhelming. Because that's how you get people that are like, DBD is the worst game ever. I hate DBD. Behavior is the worst company ever. Imagine liking DBD. Imagine. Like, that's how that happens. Because you don't take breaks. You just keep running headlong into the negative stuff. And you don't play anything else. So you just end up upset the entire time. Because, like, you do your best to let them know, and I understand that a lot of the times behavior will just like pretend something's not happening. What was it? It was like the depipping issue that they had with the Unbroken emblem. They said it was visual and not real, and it was first they said it was fine. They said that it wasn't broken, and then they said, oh, it's a visual bug, but your pips are correct, and then that wasn't true, and they finally fixed it in the last patch. So I get that you want to be very emotional and outspoken about this because they've shown they will ignore you before, and I get that entirely. But also, like, at what point does it become at the detriment of yourself? Because at the end of the day, like, I care about you. I don't want you to just be emotionally raw and upset and burn out on this game. I want you to be happy, and I want you to not hurt yourself just emotionally by just grinding this too much, getting it too much. So TLDR, be mindful of how much time you're committing to this game, not just playing it, but like on Twitter, on Reddit. How much time are you spending surrounded by this game? Are you getting into a negative bubble, and do you need to take a break? Like, I'm trying to wrap this up. But one of the biggest things is, like, you'll see me like put, like, I'm a serial lurker on Twitch. Like, I don't talk a lot in a lot of people's Twitch chats because, like, sometimes I just need a break from Dead by Daylight. Like, I love you guys so much, and I'm so grateful to have so many good peers and friends who also stream Dead by Daylight. But sometimes I can't look at the game, dude. Like, I need a break. I need to breathe, and I just want to make this video to let you know that, you know, remind you if you're feeling this way and you just didn't know how to, like, you know, talk about it, or how to or even that, like, you didn't even know you were feeling this way, but you were just feeling super negative, that maybe you need a break. Maybe that may require playing another game. Maybe that's just putting distance. But, like, you know, pace yourself, bud. You're only human. You're not inefficient or bad because you can't handle it like all the time. You're human, and I just want you to take care of yourself. So that's the end of the rant. I don't really think I have much more to add. Thank you so much for watching, whatever time of day you've done that. If you like what I do, you know, do the like, subby, bell thing. I appreciate that. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. I appreciate you. Goodbye.